Natural resources, water, natural vegetation, and wildlife. Water resources. Water is a vital renewable resource. Without water, there is no question of life on the Earth's surface. We can live 15 days without food, but it is difficult to survive without water for more than 2 days. Three-fourths of the Earth's surface is covered with water. Therefore, it is called the watery planet. Life also evolved in water, primitive oceans, 3.5 billion years ago. Availability of water. Most of the water on the Earth is found in the oceans. Oceans cover two-thirds of the Earth's surface and support a rich variety of plants and animals. But the ocean water is saline and unfit for human use. Fresh water accounts for only about 2.7%, out of which 70% occurs as ice sheets and glaciers in Antarctica, Greenland, and mountain regions. But they are inaccessible. Only 1% of fresh water is available for human use. It is available beneath the Earth's surface as groundwater, as surface water in rivers and lakes, and as water vapor in the atmosphere. Fresh water is therefore more precious and less in quantity. The quantity of water remains the same over Earth's surface. It can neither be decreased nor increased. Its total volume remains same as it gets renewed through hydrological cycle by the process of evaporation, condensation, and precipitation. Uses of water are for domestic use like drinking, cooking, bathing, cleaning, washing clothes and utensils. In industries to carry on the process of production. To irrigate the agricultural fields to grow crops. For generating electricity through reservoirs of dams. We can say that water is required for most of our activities. Availability of water is limited, but the demand is increasing. Due to that, we are facing the problem or shortage of water. The factors responsible for the shortage of water are ever-growing population, rising demands for food and cash crops, increasing urbanization, rising standard of living. Shortage of water mainly occurs due to drying up of water sources or water pollution. Scarcity of water. It is estimated that by 2025, nearly 2 billion people will have absolute water scarcity, and large parts of India will also join countries or regions having absolute water scarcity. There is water scarcity in many regions of the world. Most of Africa, West Asia, South Asia, parts of Western USA, Northwest Mexico, parts of South America, and entire Australia are facing shortages in freshwater supply. There is a variation in seasonal or annual rainfall in different regions, which cause water scarcity. Overuse and contamination of water sources also cause water scarcity. A detailed information about the abundance and shortage of water resources should be available so that proper planning can be done for its utilization. In many countries, multipurpose projects have been developed to regulate the supply of water. Man has also been tapping underground water through wells, tube wells, etc. Tube wells running on electricity have resulted in excessive utilization of underground water, which has caused the lowering of water table in some regions. This should be regulated to prevent any further loss. Water resources in India. India receives nearly 4% of the global precipitation and ranks 133 in the world in terms of water availability per person per annum. The total renewable water resources of India are estimated at 1897 square kilometer per annum. India gets plenty of rainfall from the monsoons, but it is not evenly distributed. Thus, some parts of our country get flooded, while others suffer from droughts. The most important use of fresh water in our country is for irrigating the farmlands. The uneven distribution of rainfall also creates many problems. The rivers do not have the same amount of water throughout the year. The variation is not only from river to river, but also from season to season. The surface water resources of India may be classified into two categories, which are Himalayan rivers. Peninsular rivers. Himalayan rivers have a regular flow of water as they are fed by rain and by the melting of snow and ice. The seasonal variation in their flow is less. On the other hand, the rivers of peninsular India depend mainly on the monsoon rains and have little or no water during the dry season. Multipurpose projects. A multipurpose project is a dam built across the river. A dam is called a multipurpose project when it serves several purposes, such as controls floods, provides water for irrigation, generates hydroelectricity, provides drinking water, and navigation, etc. Therefore, these modern multipurpose projects have been termed as temples of modern India. The Damodar Valley project in Bihar and West Bengal, Bhakra Nangal Dam across the Satluj River, the Hirakund project across Mahanadi in Odisha, the Kosi project in Bihar, Rihand project in UP across Rihand, Nagarjuna Sagar on Krishna River in Andhra Pradesh, and the Narmada Valley in Gujarat are some examples of multipurpose projects. Conservation of water resources. Today, most parts of the world are facing the problem of clean, safe drinking water in adequate quantity. So many steps have been taken to conserve this precious and life-giving resource. But still more efforts are needed to save the resource. We are facing such problems due to ever-growing water pollution or contamination of water due to several factors, such as discharge of untreated or partially treated sewage, and agricultural chemicals, and industrial effluents in water bodies. They pollute water with nitrates, metals, and pesticides, which make water unfit for human use. Most of these chemicals are non-biodegradable and reach human bodies through water. So, there is a need to conserve water to make this resource last long. Methods of water conservation are: control on water pollution. Water pollution can be controlled by treating industrial effluents suitably before releasing them into water bodies. Vegetation cover. We should increase forest area and plant more and more trees as vegetation cover slows the surface runoff and replenishes underground water. Rainwater harvesting. Various rainwater harvesting methods should be adopted to save surface runoff. Rooftop rainwater harvesting, percolation pits, and making inundation channels are important methods of rainwater harvesting. Rooftop rainwater harvesting is a common practice to save rainwater in Rajasthan. Appropriate methods of irrigation. The canals used for irrigating fields should be properly lined to minimize losses by water seepage. To check water loss through seepage and evaporation, sprinklers should be used to irrigate the land. Drip or trickle irrigation is very useful in dry regions, which check water losses through evaporation. By adopting these methods of irrigation, we can conserve water resources. Natural vegetation and wildlife. Wildlife generally refers to both plants and animals, including birds and fish living in the wild. Wildlife is considered an important part of environment. Natural vegetation and wildlife exist only in the narrow zone of the contact between lithosphere, hydrosphere, and atmosphere. All the plants and animals are interdependent on each other for their survival. This is called ecosystem. Both plants and animals are valuable resource for human beings. Without them, human survival is not possible over the Earth's surface. Different kinds of plants and animals are found over the Earth's surface. Mainly plant community is categorized as forests, grasslands, scrubs, and tundra. This categorization is on the basis of climate in which they develop. Climate is the basic factor which affects the plant growth to a great extent. Importance of forests. Forests are very much important as they play protective as well as productive role in human life. Productive roles of forests are: they provide us timber, they help in storage of underground water, they provide us fruits, nuts, latex, turpentine oil, gum, lac, medicinal plants, etc. We make paper from wood pulp attained from the trees of forests. They attract clouds and help in rain, and thus they modify the climate. Protective roles of forests are: they give shelter to animals, they produce oxygen we breathe, they protect soil, which is essential for growth of crops, they act as shelter belts, they help in storage of underground water. Importance of wildlife. Wildlife includes animals, birds, insects, as well as aquatic life forms. Importance of wildlife are: they provide us ivory, meat, hides, and wool. Insects like bees help in pollination of flowers and have an important role to play as decomposers in the ecosystems. Vulture, due to its ability to feed on dead livestock, is a scavenger and considered a vital cleanser of the environment. All the animals, whether big or small, are an integral part of maintaining ecological balance. Distribution of natural vegetation. Temperature and rainfall are the main factors which affect the growth of plants in a certain region. As it is seen from the distribution of natural vegetation over world map, the equatorial regions receive maximum heat and moisture, and therefore the world's densest vegetation is found in this region. In the areas of scanty rainfall, thorny bushes are found. Deciduous forests are found in the areas of average rainfall. On the basis of climate, the natural vegetation of the world may be categorized as forests, grasslands, scrubs, and tundra. Classification of forests. Evergreen forests. These forests are found in the areas where there is abundant supply of heat and rain. These forests are very dense and several kinds of tree species are found in the area. They remain green throughout the year as they do not shed their leaves simultaneously. Therefore, they are called evergreen forests. Two types of evergreen forests are tropical evergreen and mid-latitude evergreen forests. These forests are found in South America, Central and West Africa, South China, Southeastern USA, South Brazil, etc. These are broad-leaved and grow very tall to reach sunlight. Mahogany, ebony, rosewood, etc. are important tree species found in these forests. Deciduous forests. These forests shed their leaves during a particular period in order to conserve moisture through transpiration. These forests are not so dense as the equatorial forests. Therefore, commercial exploitation of these forests is possible. Tropical deciduous and mid-latitude deciduous forests. These forest areas receive rainfall between 50 to 150 centimeter annually. These are found in monsoon land of Asia, parts of Central America, Brazil, etc. Tropical deciduous and Europe, Eastern Asia, Eastern North America, etc. Mid-latitudinal area, bamboo, mahogany, cinchona, rubber, oak, beech, ash, etc. are the important tree species found in these forests. Mediterranean forests. These forests are found on the west coasts of continents between 30° and 40° north and south of the equator. They receive average annual rainfall of about 150 centimeter, which occurs in winter only. These are also evergreen and don't shed their leaves even in dry season. These are found in Mediterranean Europe, California, central Chile, Cape Province, parts of southern Australia. Cork, oak, olive, etc. are important tree species found in such forests. Coniferous forests. These forests are found only in the northern hemisphere. They are also known as boreal forests. These forests are grown around the North Pole, North America, Eurasia, etc. To save from the weight of accumulating and falling snow, the trees have thick, needle-shaped leaves. Softwood trees such as pine, spruce, cedar, etc. are found here. Conservation of natural vegetation. For the last 2 centuries, there has been a rapid increase in population of the world, which caused large-scale destruction of forests to get land for growing crops to feed such large population, as well as for residents, constructing roads, etc. Forest cover all over the world is vanishing rapidly. There is an urgent need to conserve these resources. Forests are our wealth. They give shelter to animals and, along with them, help in maintaining ecological balance. But large scale deforestation, tsunamis, constructional practices, etc., are destroying forests. These forests give us life giving gas, oxygen. They also provide us valuable medicinal plants. We should make very active efforts to save this precious resource by creating awareness among people through awareness programs like social forestry and One Mahotsav. These programs should be encouraged at the regional and community level. We should plant more and more trees. There should be a ban on overcutting of forests. Conservation of wildlife. Both animals and forests are very much important for ecological balance. But nowadays, this balance is getting disturbed due to the human greed of development. So, many wildlife species have become extinct, and some are on the verge of extinction. Shrinking habitat due to reckless cutting of forests, hunting and poaching of animals to get skin, nails, teeth, horns, as well as feathers for trading purposes, environmental processes, tiger, lion, elephant, deer, black buck, crocodile, rhinoceros, snow leopard, peacock, etc. are the animals which are suffering more and are on the verge of extinction. By creating awareness about the importance of wildlife, creating awareness about the importance of wildlife among the common people will help conserve wildlife. By conserving creeks, lakes, and wetland, conserving creeks, lakes, and wetland will help to save wildlife resources from further depletion. By setting up national parks. National parks are places where plants and animals are protected in their natural habitat. Wildlife can be conserved by establishing national parks, wildlife sanctuaries, and biosphere reserves. By maintaining biosphere reserves, it is an area where several ecosystems are found. It is intended to demonstrate the relationship between conservation and development. Many countries have passed the laws against the trade, as well as killing of birds and animals. An international convention has been established that lists several species of animals and birds in which trade is prohibited. It teaches us a lesson that conservation of plants and animals is an ethical duty of every citizen. Wildlife conservation in India. The Indian government has established several national parks, wildlife sanctuaries, and biosphere reserves. Killing lions, tigers, deers, great Indian bustard, and peacocks is declared illegal, and any patron found involved in such activities is liable to be punished. 14 biosphere reserves have been set up in the country to protect flora and fauna. Some of these are Sundarbans in the West Bengal, Nanda Devi in Uttarakhand, the Gulf of Mannar in Tamil Nadu, and the Nilgiri in Kerala, Karnataka, and Tamil Nadu. Financial and technical assistance is provided to many botanical gardens by the government. Project Tiger, Project Rhino, and many other eco-developmental projects have been introduced. 89 national parks, 490 wildlife sanctuaries, and zoological gardens have been set up to take care of natural heritage. We should realize the importance of natural vegetation and wildlife to our existence on the Earth's surface, as they are an integral part of ecosystems. We should make all possible efforts to conserve these resources